In 1845, two powerful ships disappeared into the frozen Arctic, and none of the men on board were ever seen alive again. The mission was supposed to be Britain's greatest exploration triumph. Instead, it became one of history's darkest mysteries. For years, search teams hunted through the deadly Arctic ice, searching for answers. What they eventually discovered was horrifying. This is the lost Franklin expedition. During the 1800s, European nations were obsessed with discovering the Northwest Passage, a sea route through the Arctic connecting the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. Whoever controlled the route could dominate global trade. Britain desperately wanted to be first. So they selected one of their most experienced naval officers, Sir John Franklin. By 1845, Franklin assembled a crew of 128 men aboard two advanced ships, HMS Erebus and HMS Terror. The ships carried massive food supplies, libraries, heating systems, and enough provisions to survive for years in the Arctic. Many believed the expedition was unstoppable, but the Arctic was unlike anything they had ever faced. In May 1845, the expedition left England to huge crowds and national excitement. At first, everything seemed normal. The ships were later spotted by whaling crews near Baffin Bay in northern Canada. Then they vanished. Months passed without communication, then years. Families waited for news that never arrived. As concern grew, Britain launched multiple rescue missions into the Arctic. The conditions were brutal. Freezing temperatures, violent storms, and endless ice made every search dangerous. Eventually, search teams began finding disturbing clues scattered across the frozen wilderness. One of the most chilling discoveries came from a small written note left behind by the crew. The message revealed that the ships had become trapped in thick ice for months. Then came even worse news. Sir John Franklin was dead. The surviving crew had abandoned the ships in a desperate attempt to escape across the frozen Arctic on foot, but the nightmare was only beginning. Searchers later discovered abandoned sleds, human remains, and signs that the starving crew may have resorted to cannibalism to survive. Historians believe the men suffered from extreme starvation, freezing temperatures, disease, and exhaustion. Some researchers also believe lead poisoning from poorly sealed food cans may have weakened the crew even further. One by one, the men disappeared into the Arctic forever. Not a single member of the expedition survived. For more than a century, the exact location of the ships remained one of the world's greatest exploration mysteries. Many believed they would never be found. Then, in 2014, explorers finally discovered HMS Erebus deep beneath the icy Arctic waters. The discovery shocked historians around the world. 2 years later, HMS Terror was also found remarkably preserved in the freezing ocean. Cabins, equipment, and parts of the ships were still intact after more than 150 years underwater. But despite the discoveries, many questions remain unanswered. What exactly happened during the expedition's final days? And how long did the crew survive after abandoning the ships? The Franklin expedition became one of history's deadliest exploration disasters, a tragic reminder of how dangerous the Arctic truly was. Even today, the frozen North continues to guard many of its secrets, and somewhere beneath the ice, more answers may still be waiting to be discovered. Subscribe for more forgotten mysteries and hidden stories from history.